It's the NFL Berlin Series, where the Atlanta Falcons meet the Indianapolis Colts under foreign skies. The Colts stand at 7-2, leading the AFC South. The Falcons arrive at 3-5, restless, still searching for the spark that once made them dangerous. Both teams flew here carrying memory and momentum, one chasing recovery, the other redemption. Michael Penix Jr. leads Atlanta's air game, steady and relentless, passing for more than 220 yards per contest. His rhythm with Drake London and Bijan Robinson keeps the Falcons alive through movement, not dominance, through persistence. Yet the offense still drifts between flashes of precision and long silences. Across the line, Daniel Jones has found renewal in Indianapolis. His 2,400 yards and 14 touchdowns have driven the league's highest-scoring offense. Jonathan Taylor's ground force, nearly 900 yards, 12 touchdowns, keeps defenses honest and time collapsing. But Berlin bends energy. Travel changes breath, silence rewrites tempo, and even the sharpest team can lose its frame when the air itself feels foreign. The Falcons' #1 pass defense meets the NFL's most explosive attack. That's where the fracture waits. And today's AI pick is Falcons plus 6.5. The line travels farther than the flight. Will we cash or will we burn? On to Game 2, the Sunday 1 p.m. slate.
Buffalo at Miami, Sunday 1 p.m., Hard Rock Stadium. The Bills enter at 6-2 after a statement win over Kansas City. The Dolphins sit 2-7, sliding down the AFC East with 4 losses by double digits. Buffalo took the first meeting 31-21. Now the line sits at minus 9.5, total 49.5, and the public can't look away. Josh Allen first. He's thrown for 1,833 yards and 13 touchdowns, completing 23 of 26 last week in a near-perfect win. Behind him, James Cook powers the league's number. One rushing attack, 161.5 yards per game, feeding an offense ranked third in scoring at 29.4. The Bills defend the pass better than almost anyone, yet their run defense leaks at 141 yards allowed per game. Tua Tagovailoa next, 15 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, 1,779 yards. Miami turned the ball over 3 times against Baltimore and went just 2 for 12 on third down. The Dolphins average only 20 points per game, ranked 26th in scoring. Their pass defense is sound, but their run defense, 145 yards per game, is breaking apart. The market crowns Buffalo. The air feels certain. But Vegas built this line like a monument, and every monument cracks. And today's AI pick is Dolphins plus 9.5. Will we cash or will we burn? On to the next game.
It's the Bears and the Giants at Soldier Field. Cold air, 37 degrees, wind cutting at 20 miles per hour. Chicago sits favored by 4.5, chasing a second straight win. New York arrives at 2-7, led by young quarterback Jackson Dart, still learning to slow the game down. The Bears' defense has found rhythm, winning 5 of their last 6. The Giants are still trying to stop the bleeding. The matchup starts with the quarterbacks. Dart has mobility, flashes of touch, but faces a Bears defense that leads the league in turnover margin at plus 13. Coordinator Dennis Allen has them creating chaos, pressure, tipped balls, broken pockets. Across from him, Caleb Williams works behind a line that just cleared lanes for 176 rushing yards from rookie Kyle Monangai. If DeAndre Swift can't go, Monangai still carries the load. The article calls for another 100-yard day. Weather plays its own defense. Soldier Field wind changes every kick, every throw. Cairo Santos becomes part of the game's math, not just its margin. The Bears should win, but the hook lingers. And the cold bends control. And today's AI pick is Giants plus 4.5. Will we cash or will we burn? On to the next game.
It's an NFC South matchup that feels more like a mirror test. The 1-8 Saints travel to Charlotte to face the 5-4 Panthers. Carolina rides momentum, 4 wins in 5 games, and sits as a 5.5-point favorite. The total rests at 38.5, and most of the public is leaning over. But this matchup doesn't hum like a shootout. It drags like a trench. Tyler Show leads the Saints for just his second start. Last week, he threw for 176 yards and one touchdown in a 34-10 loss to the Rams. His command is limited, his reads cautious, and the Saints have averaged only 15 points all year. Alvin Kamara and Chris Olave remain the anchors of an offense that moves in small steps, not bursts. For Carolina, Bryce Young has thrown for 1,390 yards and 11 touchdowns, but his job is management, not risk. The Panthers run the ball fifth best in the league behind Rico Dowdle's 735 yards and 4 scores. They want clock control, not chaos. Both defenses rank mid-pack in points allowed, both comfortable turning drives into dust. The system says this one slows, not soars. And today's AI pick is under 38.5. Will we cash or will we burn? On to the next game.
It's Cleveland and New York at MetLife, both searching for clarity in a season lost to noise. The Browns enter 2-6, laying 2.5 points, still winless on the road for over a year. The Jets, 1-7, come home from their bye after a wild 39-38 win over Cincinnati, their first victory of the season. For Cleveland, Dylan Gabriel keeps the job. He's thrown for just 702 yards in 6 games, 5 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. A rookie still learning how to read speed. The Browns score under 16 points a game, 30th in the league, and rank near the bottom in both passing and rushing. Their defense, though, stays elite. 2nd in total yards allowed, 5th against the pass, 9th against the run. For New York, Justin Fields brings movement where structure has failed. Over 1,000 passing yards, 5 touchdowns, no picks, plus 288 rushing and 3 more scores. With Breece Hall's 581 rushing yards and a likely return for Garrett Wilson, the Jets lean on tempo and legs more than air. The public is buried on Cleveland, but the article calls it Jets defense at home, fresh legs, live dog. And today's AI pick is Jets plus 2.5. Will we cash or will we burn? On to the next game.
It's the Jaguars and Texans, an AFC South rematch where defense writes the score before offense ever can. Jacksonville sits at 5-3, Houston at 3-5, and both teams are grinding for stability. The line is near even. Jaguars by 1.5, total 37.5. But the market's leaning heavy on the over. Trevor Lawrence carries Jacksonville 1,840 yards passing, 9 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, still learning to translate efficiency into rhythm. He fought through illness last week, running for 2 scores and throwing for 220 yards in a 30-29 overtime win. The Jaguars scored 22 a game, but that number hides a struggle. Their defense ranks 3rd against the run, but 27th versus the pass. They bend toward chaos and live in it. Across the field, Davis Mills starts for Houston with C.J. Stroud sidelined by concussion. Mills' accuracy fades under pressure, and last week he led 6 straight punts in relief. The Texans' offense averages 21 points a game, their defense first in the league in points allowed, 15 a game, turning every drive into a riddle. Low total, heavy public over. That's where equilibrium breaks. And today's AI pick is under 37.5. Will we cash or will we burn?
It's the Patriots and the Buccaneers, 2 6-win teams that didn't plan to meet this high up the standings. New England comes in at 7-2, Tampa Bay at 6-2, the line at -2.5, total 48.5. The public leans to the Patriots and to the under, but the books haven't moved an inch. That's the sound of control. Drake May leads New England, 253 yards per game, 17 touchdowns, 4 picks, 74% completions. He's been perfect on the road, 4-0 away from Foxborough. But he'll play this one without Ramondre Stevenson and Kayshon Boutte. Tre'Veyon Henderson takes the backfield load, while Stephon Diggs and Hunter Henry shoulder the air. The Patriots score through precision, not flash. Across the field, Baker Mayfield steadies Tampa's offense. He's thrown for nearly 240 yards a game, 13 touchdowns, and just 2 interceptions. Without Mike Evans or Chris Godwin Jr., He turns to rookie Emeka Egbuka, who leads the team in yards and touchdowns. The Buccaneers' defense, rested off the bye, has 25 sacks and 7 picks, a team that closes windows fast. Both sides lose weapons, both play measured football. When the market expects silence, sometimes the field screams back. And today's AI pick is over 48.5. Will we cash or will we burn? On to the last game of the 1 p.m. slate.
It's the Ravens and Vikings in Minneapolis, two teams moving in opposite emotional directions. Baltimore has clawed its way out of a 4-game spiral, now chasing a third straight win. Minnesota sits at .500, still uncertain who they are, with J.J. McCarthy returning to form after injury. The line sits at Ravens minus 4.5, total 48.5, and the public rides the over, 62% of the money pressing for fireworks. Lamar Jackson looks close to whole again, 73% completions, 14 touchdowns to a single interception, and the legs to bend any defense. With Derrick Henry pounding for over 600 yards and Zay Flowers leading through quiet consistency, Baltimore can dominate tempo when the ground opens up. The Vikings, though, have fire of their own. McCarthy threw 2 scores and ran for another last week, but Minnesota's offense still sputters between big plays. Jefferson remains his salvation, a target magnet when chaos breaks down protection. Baltimore's defense leaks points but creates disorder. Minnesota's pass rush, 5 sacks last week, can change everything if they reach Lamar early. Both teams can strike, but their strength is rhythm, not pace. And today's AI pick is under 48.5. Will we cash or will we burn? On to the recap.
They said Sunday would bring clarity, but clarity is the most dangerous illusion of all. The lines have shifted, the money's been placed, and the 8 edges have been drawn in quiet fire. Let's see where the algorithm decided to bleed. In English, Game 1, the system sided with the storm. Falcons plus 6.5 over the Colts in Berlin. Game 2, the model found value under the heat. Dolphins plus 9.5 against the Bills. Game 3, numbers whispered through the cold wind at Soldier Field. Giants plus 4.5 against the Bears. Game 4, chaos muted itself into stillness. Under 38.5 between the Saints and the Panthers. Game 5, the line inversion fired green. Jets plus 2.5 against the Browns. Game 6, both sides collapsed inward. Under 37.5 in Jaguars versus Texans. Game 7, where narratives burned too bright, the algorithm reversed the crowd. Over 48.5 in Patriots versus Buccaneers. And finally, Game 8, a mirror of fatigue and fury. Under 48.5 in Ravens versus Vikings. 8 plays, 8 signals, every one a test of symmetry between logic and luck. En español, Juego 1, Falcons más 6.5 sobre los Colts. Juego 2, Dolphins más 9.5 contra los Bills. Juego 3, Giants más 4.5 frente a los Bears. Juego 4, bajo 38.5 en Saints contra Panthers. Juego 5, Jets más 2.5 ante los Browns. Juego 6, bajo 37.5 en Jaguars contra Texans. Juego 7, más de 48.5 en Patriots contra Buccaneers. Y juego 8, bajo 48.5 en Ravens contra Vikings. 8 señales del sistema, 8 formas en que el caos se hace orden, o el orden se hace ruina. Back to English. Like and subscribe. Will we cash or will we burn? And as the old saying goes, wer das Feuer spielt, muss mit dem Rauch leben. He who plays with fire must learn to live with the smoke.